Yo, it's MR.BEAST. He's commentating on our game today. He's like the king of YouTube. No, he's the titan of YouTube. No, he's the god.
Okay, first one to stop kissing my ass gets 10 grand. Now let's get this started.
This game was played in 1961 between Roman Albero and MIKHAIL Tal. And yes, that is how you say it, because in chess, the name of the player who has white comes first. Roman Albero, a very strong Spanish international master, started off with the English opening, and world champion MIKHAIL Tal, every piece's worst nightmare, was perhaps already wondering how to give up his queen for a pawn. And then Albero made an inaccuracy.
Psst, why is that an inaccuracy? Isn't e4 best by test, Overlord?
You're asking the wrong question there. Question you should be asking is, would you want a 100 yachts or 100 million eggshells made of gold? Now that's tricky.
Ah, yes, of course. There's something you think about every day.
Good, good. Now the problem with that move is that you give black a chance to capture a pawn in the center, which is already protected. What you should have done is bishop there to pin that knight first.
You heard the man. Take that pawn.
Our pawn is attacked thrice now.
What is your master plan to save me, great king?
It is a dictatorship.
Capture that rook before capturing back that knight.
What's the purpose?
It's the only winning move in this position.
The engine evaluation says this position is equal. You just want to take it because it looks cool, right?
Yes.
And also because you can't calculate with too many pieces on the board.
But now they've got this F file, and without the F pawn, you're a naked king now.
Yep, naked is the word. My boy here looks like the tip of my iceberg.
Our knight is under attack. Should I attack their knight by stepping forward?
First one to slap this patzer gets my wife. That is such a shallow move. Don't think one move ahead only. Think 10 years ahead. Will you be able to reach 10 million subs or not?
I don't know, man. I'm just a pawn stuck in a loop. Each day I start from the 2nd rank and dream of reaching the 8th to get promoted.
Haha, what a loser. Now the problem with pushing this pawn is that you give up this juicy AF square for the knight.
Makes sense.
Besides, your knight is already protected. You should think about protecting the pieces that aren't.
That is a much better plan than ours, Overlord. Thank you.
Yeah, it's from my next video. Destroying people's strategy, then surprising them with a new one.
This looks great for us. What if I go there? Then bishop gives a check on this diagonal, and then I will land discovered checks once I jump from there to there.
That's true. Their queen is the only piece protecting that square.
Why do you care so much what their queen is doing?
Because of the war, babe. Just want to make sure she's not going to cause any trouble.
Oh, and if she does?
Then I'll take care of it by sliding my rook in her open file.
He's doomed.
Here I come, king.
What is going on here?
Yep, this a tall game.
Why did he give up an exchange for no reason?
It's not an exchange, it's the full piece. Your queen cannot capture back.
But why?
If queen takes, then bishop takes pawn, and your queen is pinned to the king, and the knight protects bishop.
So we just blundered a piece.
Sort of.
Let's see if we can get a draw.
Check.
Now if they don't want a draw, they will have to give up their queen for a knight, which is impossible.
It was in fact quite possible for Tal to do something like that.
First one to play like Tal gets a shower of gold coins.
Let's think. We are down material, so we have to coordinate our pieces with extra precision.
How about I take that pawn and make a dangerous discovery next?
Calm down, Oppenheimer. I want you to take that pawn with check. On it.
I can go to a lot of squares, but I feel like I should stay around to protect the king. What do you think, Overlord?
I think if we put up a 1,000 pawns against 20 queens, the pawns would tear them apart.
Thank you for always being so relevant, Millard.
Just move to this file to threaten mate in 2.
Check.
Block that file. Try to exchange some pieces. Avoid exchanges. We're on the attack and we are down material. If you don't have a good move, be annoying.
Okay, so there are only 3 safe squares for me right now. Where should I go, king?
This is a critical moment. Pause the video here and think where you would put the queen out of those 3 squares. Because what Albero played here was a game-changing blunder.
I think you should come this way. You can threaten to give some checks later in the game.
Okay.
You blundering fool!
What was the correct answer?
That one.
What's the difference?
First one to—
Shut the f*** up!
Okay, the difference is, from this square, you're on the same file as your bishop. So if Tal plays this and this, then you can't save your bishop. And secondly, from this square, their bishop is hanging, so they will have to move their rook here. Then you go back and they either exchange rooks or repeat with rook to e2, which would be a draw. But now you're lost.
How? Oh, that's how.
Why did they resign here?
Albero resigned because if his king went back, then rook to f2 would have won the queen for Tal. Or he had to move forward and then bishop here, and then g5 would lead to unstoppable mate.
Wow, we played a brilliant game without even knowing it.
Feels good to finally be in the hands of grandmasters after being mishandled by those 32 Elo blunder masters.
How do you think we did, Overlord Moyai?
What can I say? This was even more fun than saying Logan Paul a million times.
And the piece activity?
Good coordination between all the pieces from rook to knight.
Oh, I love this song by Sinatra. What song? The Way You Rook Tonight.